almost 9 hours from the south of Portugal to the north of Portugal just for an appointment. I moved to Portugal from New York about a year and a half ago as a single mom with my 2 boys, and we still didn't even have our residency cards. And getting to this point has been a journey. My first residency appointment was in January of 2026. I went in with everything on the checklist, but they told me I was missing just one document. The document wasn't even actually on the checklist, but okay. They scheduled me for another appointment, this time in March. So in March, I came back with that document. This time they told me, nope, now we need it notarized. At that point, instead of giving me another appointment, I was told, just send in all your documents, the entire application again, through email. Every single document from me, every single document for each of my boys. It was a lot of paper. We sent everything in and I thought, okay, all right, good, we're done. Nope. We waited and waited. Then in June, my immigration lawyer called and told me they wanted us to come in for another appointment. I had no idea why, because they already had everything. So we waited some more, and then in August, my lawyer called again. We finally had our new appointments. So it was just one big problem. The appointments were in Braga. Those first 2 appointments, the one in January and March, they had been right here in my town. In fact, there's literally an office about 2 blocks from my house. But this time they were sending us all the way from the south of Portugal to the north in Braga. We left at 8 in the morning on a regional train. Then we changed trains in Tunis. The second train took us to Lisbon, and thankfully this one had assigned seats and a cafe on board so we can get some snacks and drinks for the ride. When I asked my lawyer how far is Braga from here in the Algarve, he said about 8 or 9 hours. I literally had to laugh to stop myself from crying. And on top of that, we had to be there within just a week. So suddenly I had 1 week to figure out how to get myself and my 2 kids to Braga. Do we fly? Do I rent a car? Do we take the train? And because my last appointment had been back in March, some of my documents had expired, of course. So while figuring out how to get to Braga, I was also contacting my landlord, updating documents, buying train tickets, finding a hotel, all within a week. And if you're planning your own move to Portugal and listening to all of this thinking, how am I going to do that? I actually put together a complete moving to Portugal guide based on everything I've learned going through this process myself, so you don't have to make the same mistakes. And I'll leave that link below if you need it. Our first appointment was at 10 in the morning, so obviously we couldn't travel all the way from the Algarve that morning. We booked a hotel for the night before, and I decided the easiest way to get there without a car was by train. Well, 3 trains. We had a little layover in Lisbon, grabbed some more food, had 2 hungry teenage boys. And then it was time for the train we were really excited about, the Alfa Pendular. This is Portugal's high-speed tilting train, and I'd never taken it before. We started the journey in the morning at 8 and didn't get to Braga until 7 p.m. By the time we arrived, we were exhausted. It's a beautiful city, and I really wish we had more time to explore it. But honestly, we checked into the hotel, got something to eat, unpacked a little bit, and went right to bed. Because the next morning, it was finally our appointment day. Our appointment started at 10 and was scheduled back to back. So mine was at 10, my oldest son was at 11, and my youngest son was at 12. And after everything we've gone through just to get here, I had no idea what to expect. But surprisingly, it went really, really well. Everyone at the Braga office was incredibly nice and so helpful. Even the security guard complimented my Portuguese and told me it was very good, which really made my day. And by around noon, we were all done. We originally planned to take the later train home, but I decided to check the schedule and saw there was one leaving around 1 o'clock. At that point, we were all thinking the same thing. Let's just go back home. So we grabbed our bags and hopped on the earlier train. And yes, that meant another 3 trains. At this point, we were so tired, so honestly, we just slept through a lot of the trip home. Our last train ended up being delayed, and we didn't get back home until around 11 o'clock at night. We got home, ordered some McDonald's on Uber Eats, and got ready to go straight to bed. The next morning, I woke up in such a daze. I was so tired. I just went down to the beach and just sat there for a while. And I think that was finally the first time I really had a chance to process everything. The appointments, all the documents, all the waiting, 6 trains, 2 days traveling, almost the entire length of Portugal, all for this one thing. And now, there's nothing else left for us to do. We just wait for our residency cards to arrive, and hopefully, finally, we can close this chapter. And as we're taking the train across the entire country again, I'm going back to Porto in November to see some friends, but this time, I am flying.